Hello. I hope everybody is doing well. We're starting a little bit late, so hopefully people can jump on. I saw a few people on and then I had to run, and I'm back now, so I'm going to remove the sticky note and say hello to everybody. Testing chat box. Great. Let's make sure everything's working here. And yep, we got sound, so let's get started. Hi, I'm Erin, and I am in a makeshift office today. I'm in Colorado instead of Los Angeles, where I live, and I'm here for vacation. And it's great. We ran around like nuts today. We were trying to get everything done for all of our last minute food preparations because we have like 20 people come over. And going to the grocery store and then like looking at the watch and like, I gotta be home. I have to go do my webinar. And we made it. So it's time. It's time to see what's going on. And I am really excited because since last week, it's the number of Money Mamas and the people signed up for this webinar has nearly doubled, which is amazing. So I am so excited to see all the people who are looking forward to finding new ways to make more money, to make a passive income, to build any sort of future for themselves and their children that they might not have otherwise had this opportunity to do. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. And if you are watching this on the replay, then please watch until the end. There's a full walkthrough. There is everything that you're going to need to know. And if you make sure to watch this, you will be eligible for the bonuses that are at the end of this for live viewers. I will keep this open for people watching the bonuses, but you still have a time restraint. So it won't be going on forever, but there is a 24-hour limit. And because this webinar is on a Tuesday, I will give you until Friday. That is Christmas, December 25th, Friday, to take advantage of the bonuses offered on this webinar. If you don't, then too bad. You're going to have to do more things on your own, but I think you'll enjoy the bonuses. So let me switch screens, and you may or may not know, but I am Erin Smilkstein, and I run Money Mamas. And Money Mamas is a way for people to learn how to use online resources, especially one. I'm going to show you one that I focus on because I am going to branch out. But right now, if I can get your mind around this method, you are going to be so excited about what you learn that you will want to learn, as maybe in a few months, some other methods. But right now, let's just focus on what we have. I see a few people in the room and a few new people, so please make sure that you are available, that you can do the chat. If you don't feel like talking to me, that's fine, but live Q&A is part of what makes this really, really exciting. I'll also let you know that I'm very aware that my slides are blurry. I make them as big as possible, but between the slide share and the technology, sometimes things come out pretty blurry. I made everything as big as I can, and I'm going to explain everything as I go. Please let me know if the slides are getting too far behind what I say, because sometimes there's just a lag time. Plus, I'm up in the mountains, so I'm not sure about my internet connection today, but there is nowhere else in the world I'd rather be, and I feel so grateful that I get to come here, teach you stuff, do what I love to do, and still be on vacation. Like, it's awesome. So anyway, I'm very, very excited to do this, and it's perfect because I don't have to cancel a webinar just because I want to go somewhere. Like, I don't need sick days, although it'd be nice, you know, to have someone just pay you to be sick, but it doesn't happen in my world. Okay, I am ready to share my screen, so let's go. And right now, you should be able to see my screen. Yep, that's what I see. So let me I'm going to monitor chat box on the side. Hold on, it always just takes 1 second to get all this going. Great. And you should be able to see, welcome to Money Mamas. All right, so this is Real Moms Making Real Money for our families, ourselves, and our futures. The reason I started with Money Mamas in the first place is because I had two beautiful little children at the same time. I have twins and they're almost 5 now, but before they were born, I was making pretty good money. Actually, I was doing all right. I still am an educational therapist, and I do one-on-one work with kids with learning disabilities, and I do intensive remediation. So for me, it was fine that I drove around to kids' houses and I met them, and I worked till whatever time of night. That was fine. But come along these two little munchkins, and then when they're 14 months old, I become a single mother. I no longer wanted to be driving around till 9 or 10 at night. And it just didn't seem like that was the life that I wanted to have. Like missing bedtime every night, missing everything that happened after school, hustling out of the house every day. It just wasn't going to work for me. So I started looking at how I can make money online. The first thing I did was turn most of my educational therapy business to an online model. So I now see students online, which is cool because I can see people across the country and I don't just need to be in my local area. The second thing was that I said, okay, now I need to make more money because there's only so much money you can charge and so many hours in the day that you can actually work and do things like tutoring or, at therapy, which is basically a form of tutoring with counseling involved. So that wasn't going to work either. I needed to figure out a way to make my lifestyle work, which honestly, my lifestyle is like, I want as much free time as possible. I don't even care sometimes how much I make if I can have the free time, but to make what I need just to cover my bills means that I don't get the free time I want. So yeah, sometimes I used to say I was like a lazy perfectionist. Like, not that I wanted to perfect being lazy, but I really want to be perfect at stuff, but I'm like lazy to do it. So I had to figure out a way to really make some money and not have to work all the time. And that's how I got to Money Mamas. I spent the last couple of years not only learning how to make and model and create an online business, but create an online membership site, sales funnels. I launched a product online. I do video marketing for people. I coach people on how to become more visible online and take their offline businesses online. So there's a lot of stuff that I've learned, but I still wasn't able to sell it the way I wanted to. So the thing I like about this is I can make money without having to sell to anybody. Now I get to do teaching, which I love to do, but I don't have to be a salesperson because that honestly was like, I just kind of suck at sales actually. Like I'd get through the whole thing. They'd ask me how much and I'd be like, okay, well, I'll just give it to you for free or just call me back tomorrow and I'll help you. So yeah, that doesn't really work to give stuff away. But now I have a way that I can give information away and you decide how much you want to put in and what you want to do with this. And it's going to make your life so much better. So let's make sure if I check chat, I don't see anything coming right up yet. So I know you can hear me. I'm going to keep checking the chat. Can you see my screen? I believe you can. Good. My chat is live today, so that's good. All right. So Money Mamas. What I want to do for you today is give you a full explanation, full disclosure, and an earnings model, and then a complete setup and walkthrough of how to do this. So by the end of this webinar, and it usually runs about 40 minutes to an hour. So again, if you're watching this at home later, and I know you probably looked down at the bottom and saw it was like an hour and 4 minutes, you're like, oh, I can't do that. Please do, because this is everything you're going to need to know. You won't have to ask more questions after this. You're going to have everything, and you can set it up for free today. You'll also get a complete overview of the system and how to do it, and the live demonstration, which is kind of the best part. So like I said, some of the slides are going to look blurry, and I totally get it, but follow along as best you can, and I will read everything and explain everything on the screen, and then when it's time to follow along at home, you will be able to go to the website and sign up and do everything yourself, and the blurriness won't matter so much. I think the most annoying part is when I show the calculator, but once you get on board and you join Money Mamas on Facebook, and I'll send you the link to that too, then you can get all of these slides and all this information for yourself. So all the spreadsheets and everything you're going to see. So the full explanation. there is a system called My Paying Ads. And before you go Google My Paying Ads, which I'm going to call MPA for short, I want you to know that there is a link that you are going to use when we get to the live demonstration part that I haven't given you yet. If you go to my MPA right now, mypayingads.com, and you try to sign up, you are going to get assigned to a different sponsor. Every single person joining is under somebody else. So if you decide to go join yourself, you're going to get put under somebody and you don't know what kind of support they're going to give you, or if they're going to give you any support at all, or if it's even a real person. So what I'm offering here is a way for you not only to sign up, but to get the support. So yes, I will be your sponsor. Yes, I do get commission. I don't get commission based on how many people I sign up. It's simply how much money you start putting towards yourself, and then I always get 10% of that. It doesn't cost you anything, but it is advantageous to have people under me, but it's also an advantage to you to get under somebody who wants to help you in a group like Money Mamas, because then you are going to get all your questions asked and you won't be sitting there, either twiddling your thumbs or wondering what's going on or wondering how something works without getting the information that you need. So that is the important part. I will give you the link, but right now it's explanation time. So we are going to continue with what the heck is this thing. So first, it's going to sound a little weird. MPA, My Paying Ads, and this was started in March of 2015, and there are now over 101,000 members. I was member 77546. That's me. So I was in member 77,000, and I joined on November 20th, and I started, I funded my membership and bought my first ads in November 21st. Now, here's the cool thing. Although you are buying ads, you are not required to advertise anything. This is what's called a revenue share model. And in a revenue share model, when people buy ads, they are buying advertisement that can be used to advertise anything you want. The ads you see are going to be pretty much from people selling things similar to this, and that it's like the work from home industry, the make money online industry. But what's different about this is Uday Nara, who's the owner and founder, is really transparent, open, and fully invested in growing. And what I mean by that is there are questions answered every single day by his team. He has a superb team of people working. The admin on this site is amazing. The support you get is amazing. Like I said, it was launched on March 30th. There's now over 101,000 members. When we go to the live site, we'll see how many there are now. As of posting this is information from last week when they did the most recent update. There was over $5 million paid out. The reserve fund that they have is $3.6 million. And their daily withdrawals are about 100,000 with 1,000 people signing up each day. This thing is growing and growing and growing. What's nice, though, if you have questions about how can they keep doing this or how can they keep growing and keep up with it, they have a Facebook group. It's the generic, or I guess the general Facebook group, and then Money Mamas is my private group for people who join under me, and I can answer questions and get answers for questions a little bit quicker than maybe you can on the bait group, because a lot of questions are filtered through there and a lot of posts, and then you get more support. Plus, I'm going to give you some things to help you along when you join me. So this is also a DDoS protected and SSL secured, if that means anything to you. They have a really good server. They just migrated everything to a new server. They've got new servers, and their Alexa ranking is in the 3,000s, which is huge. This is a very, very not only popular, but site that gets revisited a lot and is reputable. So the way it works is, like I said, you buy shares of ads, which are called ad packs. There's different levels of ad packs, and you start at level 1. You buy ads packs, and each pack is $1. That gives you credits towards advertising. So that's how the business model works. You are purchasing the credits to advertise to other people. I have used my ad shares because I have Money Mamas and I have some other programs too and products. They don't have to be things that you are trying to sell people and make a money at home, or even an affiliate program. But if you have something you want to advertise, now you have a platform with hundreds of thousands of people looking at it, and not just MPA people, other people too. And each share has each level of share, excuse me, has a different price. So the first level is $1, the second level is $2, and the third level is $3, and then it goes to $5 and then $7, I believe. Maybe the $2 isn't in there. Maybe it goes straight to 3. I'll show you. But you get paid daily. You are in the pool of generating the shared revenue daily as long as you do what you need to do. Well, what do you need to do? The first thing is, and this is literally the only thing you do, is you click 10 ads per day to keep in the earnings pool. This will keep your shares active, and I will show you what that means. When you have shares and you click on your 10 ads a day and you don't buy anything, you don't opt into anything unless you want to. If something looks interesting to you, then, by all means, go look at it. But there's nothing in here that says you have to do anything. You spend 10 seconds looking at 10 ads. Your obligation is 100 seconds a day. And when you click your 10 ads, that keeps your shares active for 24 hours. There's no need to do any more during that 24 hours. Now, I keep forgetting to change this. It actually shouldn't say you must wait at least 24 hours because you don't have to wait. But 10 ads will cover you for 24 hours. What I've been doing is, like, for example, last night at 10 p.m., I clicked my 10 ads, and that keeps me active until 10 p.m. tonight. But I wasn't sure I'd be able to do 10 ads tonight, so I did them this morning at 7 p.m., which now has me covered until 7 a.m., which now has me covered until 7 a.m. tomorrow. So every time you do a group of 10 ads, it resets your clock to the next 24 hours. It doesn't help you. Sorry, my phone's ringing. It doesn't help you to click, say, 40 ads at one time. That is just like going to reset your 24 hours 4 times over within a few minutes, and that really doesn't do you any good. So you don't have to do anything except click 10 ads every 24 hours and buy your ad shares, which I'm going to show you. So you will know you've clicked your 10 because there's a message on your overview page that says you are in surf free mode. And if you haven't clicked the 10 ads that day, you'll see a red message that says you have yet to surf 10 ads. Or if you've clicked a few and you're not sure how many, go look at your overview page and it'll say you have clicked 5 ads or 4 ads or 3 ads. Now, I recognize I'm giving you a lot of information up front and this might not make sense yet, but what I want to do, and this is kind of my teaching mode, is I'm going to give you some information so that when you see it later, it makes 100% more sense. If I sent you straight into the website, I think none of this would make sense. So you're going to have a sense of what to do when you get to the website before you get there. And by the time you get there, you're going to go, oh, that's it. So right now you're like, okay, I buy ad shares. That's great. How do I make money? Well, the cool thing is, because it's a revenue share, you never need to recruit or ask others to join. This is not an MLM, the multi-level marketing. You don't have to ask anybody to join. The only thing you need to do to stay eligible to continue earning is buy the ad packs. Each of the ad packs matures. So each dollar you put in, each $1 ad pack you buy at the first level matures at $1.20. It's 120% return. That's the same for level 2 and level 3. Once you get to a certain point, then it goes up to 125%, 130%, 135%, all the way up to 150%. That means when you have your account on, you are in surf free mode, which means you have clicked your 10 ads and there's a little check mark, the green check mark on your overview screen. You are earning money every hour. They calculate how many ad packs were bought that hour and then see how much they will distribute to people. 30% of your money goes into your cash account and 70% goes into your repurchase account. That's how they keep this thing going. When your ad shares have matured to their $1.20 each, then they will go into the inactive pile and then you repurchase them to keep your numbers up. Whoopsies. What's cool is starting after 30 days, they will start randomly putting referrals underneath you of people who sign up who have not picked a sponsor themselves. You will, after 30 days, be eligible for that, but you're not going to be put in the pool to randomly be assigned to a sponsor, because I will be your sponsor. For the full disclosure, I'm going to tell you in my total earnings in 4 weeks. I'm going to show you, and my total initial investment. What I did when I started is I was not sure about this thing at all. And that's the reason I started Money Mamas, is because I think there's a learning curve here that nobody needs to go through and feel so frustrated or pass this thing over because it makes no sense. Both of those things seem like missed opportunities that are so easy and so simple to get on board with, that I want you to be able to feel like you can jump on this right now. And let me go see. Okay, we look good over here. Excellent, excellent. Okay. So my total initial investment, actually I started with $20 and I bought $21 shares, and then I was like trying to figure out how this all worked, trying to figure out how do I ever make my money back. And I realized how amazing it was, and I put in another 100, and then I put in 600, and I think I put in another 100. So my total investment now is about $850 is what I put in. That might sound like a lot to you. It might not sound like much at all. Some people that have come in under me have immediately started with $5,000, and the reason they start with $5,000 or $7,000 or $5, it's really what you're coming into, is because they saw how much they're going to grow, and the fact that the quicker you go into this, the quicker you're going to see results. I need to say that results are not typical. This is not an investment opportunity. You are purchasing ad shares, which means you are purchasing something for your money. However, you do get to take advantage of the ad share, the revenue share model inside the ad share, and you can make money as well. I'm going to show you the live earnings and what people have received. And the thing is, you're never going to lose money. It might take you a while to earn money, but you're not going to lose your money because you have bought something for that money. I guess the only way to really lose money is to not do anything with this, like to put some money in and then do nothing and sit there, or not do the 10 ads a day. If you can do 100 seconds of work a day, then you're going to be fine. So obviously, the more aggressive you are with your ad share purchasing, the quicker you get to higher levels where you make real money. What I'm talking about real money is when you are at level 9 and 10, you are now starting to have, and I'm not exaggerating, $400 to $750 a day in your cash account that you can cash out. That means you are making about $1,200 a day total. So about $800 goes into your repurchasing, and you'll have $400 you can take out in cash. You'll notice that people take out $5 a day or $30 a day. And I saw a member post something. She said, I'm going to take out $35 a week for the next 3 weeks. That'll be $105 that I'll have before Christmas. And she said she knew it didn't sound like a lot to most people, but for her to have that kind of money around the holidays was huge. Other people are taking out $750 a day. So just wrap your head around that. That's about $22,800 a month. What gets interesting, and like I said, I'm going to go back, this is not an investment opportunity. However, if you, and this is not something that MPA is going to tell you, but if you have someone else in your house, say a spouse or an older child or something, they could have their own account under you. So do you see, I'm not even trying to recruit everybody in your house. If they have an account under you, you earn commissions on them and what they invest, not invest, what they put in their ad shares. And that means when they max out, however long that takes, your household will now have $750 per account that you can take out. That's $1,500 a day for 2 accounts. In order to make sure people are not taking advantage of this and ruining the system and making this impossible to work, what My Paying Ads has done is say that the primary account, which is the first one created in the household, must be the one making and purchasing more money than the secondary one. They also have to have separate PayPal accounts or separate funding accounts. So some people don't use PayPal. Some people use Bitcoin, or there are other things that you can use. And they use PayPal. They take PayPal, Bitcoin, one called Payza, one called like Perfect Money or something like that. But I know most people in Canada and the US are going to be using PayPal because that's our primary way of paying. However, if you do use Bitcoin, then you can definitely use that, which also lets you know that this is a solid company, because Bitcoin is not able to be used by companies who haven't passed rigorous standards. So with that, those are some ways that you can look at this as a way to grow some passive income and some wealth without doing a lot of work. But you will not be making $500 a day this month, but you can be making $500 a day in 5 months, residual over and over for years to come. And you are not going to have to keep continuing to put in more money, because you recycle the money that you've made up front in the first few months. Or you can be somebody who takes it out in cash, and maybe you do want to take $50 a day in cash. I mean, $50 a day is not that bad. You know, $50 times 30, that's still $1,500 that you're taking out a month on this, and you haven't put in any more. You have just continued recycled. My strategy is not to pull any cash out yet for at least 3 months and then see where I'm at. Ideally, I'd like to get up to $750 a day, which is the max, and sit there mighty and pretty. And you can do that quicker by taking out less money. I'm calling it recycling, but recycle that money back in to purchase shares quicker. So if you do pull money out as cash, that's fine, but then you're going to have less money to repurchase shares to get you up to the next levels. And your earnings are going to be small at the beginning. I'll show you my example. You know, like the first week I made like $40, and sometimes it's just pennies. And I have an account that's been open for 3 weeks for my children, actually. And I started and only put $50 into that, and I haven't put any more in. And it's earned about $40 right now overall, but the shares are still earning, and I just keep repurchasing shares. So right now I have 683 shares, I think. I'll show you my screen live. 683, and my children's account has like 91. So, but think about that. I bought 50 shares and I'm up to 91, and I haven't put any more money into it. I just keep recycling. So the 41 shares that I bought above my initial 50 are all on my recycled money, and they are earning more and more for me. But this is really, really working. So here is Kelly, and I realize this is probably a very blurry picture, so I tried to show you that, yes, she received her $750 from MPA with a huge message that says thank you, and that went straight into her PayPal. Julie, however, was skeptical. Christy is an amazing person. She is actually now through, I believe, AdPack 10, and she started this summer, and she just kept putting her money back in all over the summer. And then as of December, she is now making more money doing this than her full-time job. And Julie down here says, yes, I was very skeptical, but she is seeing that this is a genuine program. And there's proof, and there's progress proof that you see every day. And people are always saying things like awesome. And this is Sue, who had said that her husband had been laid off work, and her MPA income has been a blessing. And it's the reason they're having Christmas this year. And she started with only $5, but she put 100% back into repurchasing all summer, and it paid off. She is now making money. This is more screenshots, and again, I'll let you know that I know this is pretty blurry, but this is a 68th payout from MPA. Tanzil is showing that he has 1,000 or 1,100 active shares and has made $6,800, $6,811 in 63 days. Not bad. And of course, says my results are not typical. And then this is Richard showing that basically every day, or this is all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on one day, he took out $182, then he took out $150, then he took out $136, then he took out $104, and then he took out $30. These are all his PayPal withdrawals that he took on the same day. So the way this stacks up is, like I said, the Ad Pack 1, Plan 1 is $1. You are supposed to max it out at 200 shares, and then you go to Ad Pack 2, which is $3, and you max that out at 200 shares. And then you go to Ad Pack 3, which is $5 each, and you max that out at $200. 200 shares. And then it's $7 at 200 shares and $10 at 200 shares. You don't have to go to 200 shares to move up to the next level. You need to go to 100 shares, and you need to maintain 100 active shares at the lower levels in order to purchase shares at the above levels. The reason people are maxing out their lower levels is because every single one of those shares makes them money every day. So if you only take out 100 shares, there's two negatives about that. One, you're missing out on half of the money that you could be making at that level. And two, if your shares go below 100, then you are not going to be able or eligible to purchase shares above that level. So if you had shares all the way up to level 8, but level 2 went back down to 99 shares, which is below 100, then you would not be able to make any more purchases on your level 8 until you got that Ad Pack 2 above 100 again. When you have 200 shares, you're guaranteeing yourself that you stay above the 200. What I'm noticing though is that if you go in and you put in, let's say $600 right away, and you go to Ad Plan 1 and you purchase 200 shares all at the same time, okay, so you just max out Plan 1 right away, all of those shares are going to mature at the same time, which means you're going to have to purchase $200 of shares in order to, or at least $100 of shares in order to get that Ad Plan 1 eligible for you to be able to move up and make money on the next levels. So what I think is a better strategy is to buy and purchase the ad packs in smaller amounts. So still get to your 200, and even if you put in, $500 or $1,000 at the beginning, let's just say, and I'm not using those numbers like to tell you that's what you need to do, but just as an example because it's easy to calculate. But instead buy like 50 shares, and then buy another 50, and then buy another 50, and then another 50, something like that. And that way you get to your 200 for your Ad Plan 1, but they're not all going to expire at the same time. And expire is a bad word, mature, because they will stop earning. They will have earned the maximum amount that they're allowed to earn, and you will no longer be earning money on those. Something interesting though, when you get to Ad Plan 10, and this is somebody's actual results that they put in to this calculator, which I'm going to show you, you get to go up to 2,000 shares in Ad Pack 10. So what we see here is this person now they had 215, which means they probably came in just before they said there's a 200 limit. So they maxed out everything up to Plan 9, and now they're working on Plan 10. And he has a total daily cash balance of $464. That means he can take out $464 a day and still have $1,000 left for repurchasing. Isn't that great? That means his total estimated earnings for the no, to date are 61,000. And let me see, I always forget. Oh, this is on September 29th, 2015 through, I think this was November. Yeah, since I didn't start till the end of November, let's say this was December 1st, let's say. So between September 29th and December 1st, his total estimated earnings was 61,000 with $464 eligible to be taken out per day. Pretty amazing. This is not unusual. I'm not showing you someone who is like a mad scientist and knows more than anybody. That's why I actually think I can do this, because it doesn't take special skills, and it doesn't even take more than you doing more than what you need to do, which is click 10 ads a day. But it's being consistent, and it's clicking your 10 ads a day and repurchasing when you have the money to repurchase in your account. You repurchase these shares as soon as you can, because every time you purchase a share, that share now goes into the active earning pool to earn you money. There's no reason or no sense or no logical reason why you would wait maybe 2 or 3 days, like unless you just want to watch money accumulate, which is fine, but you're watching money accumulate that isn't making you money back. So every time you make $1, just go buy one more share. You might look at it. Now, what I did is, like, I purchased shares at 9 or 10 p.m. last night just before I went to bed. I cleaned out my cash and my repurchase balance, and this morning when I got up and looked at it, I had $50. So between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m., so in 10 hours I made about $50, and you're like, well, that's not great, but I'm only on AdPack 3. Okay, so I made $50 in my sleep, and then I put all of that back in and I immediately repurchased. So we're going to see right now, since I checked it this morning till right now, how much it's made, and I will go and buy shares live so you can see what that looks like. So here's my progress. This was 6 days, so 5 days after I started this, I made $47. And then about a week later, on December 3rd, I was up to $153 in my shares and $32 commission. And then I went on December 7th, so 4 days after this one, where I was at 153 plus 32 commission, I was at 280. So I went from 153 to 280 in 4 days. And then last week, I was at $608 share earnings and 183 commission, so 791 total. And then today I am at, $791 last week. And today I'm at a $1,360 earnings total. $1,360. So that's pretty great. I went from 580 shares last week to 678 this week. I haven't put in any more cash money. I am simply repurchasing and repurchasing and repurchasing. And I went from last week 608 to 1,035. So in the last week, I've made $400 on my share earnings, and 183 to 325, $140. Is that about right? 140, 240, $240. $240 on commissions. And what's neat about the commissions is that people put in whatever they wanted to at the beginning, $5, $10, whatever, $100, $1,000. And every time they repurchase shares with their money, I get 10%. So if somebody put in $5 at the beginning and they just keep repurchasing shares, every time they repurchase shares, I get 10%. So that's for life. Commissions are for life. That's 5 people. That doesn't mean they each put in $500. But every time they repurchase their shares and they keep working on this, I make a commission. That's why it's really fun to tell people about this because I'm not asking you to buy into anything. But if you do, I not only get to help you, but those commissions are pretty awesome. So my share earnings of $1,000 and last week being 600, that's pretty good. I made $400 in the last week for nothing. So now I wanted to show you a calculator. Yeah, we're going to try it. We're just going to try it. I have a really simple calculator. It's on an Excel sheet. And like I said, these are all in the membership area. Let me get, these are saying documents. Okay, I'm going to try to share this one and hopefully it will be big enough for you. Let me see if I can, hold on. Okay, I'm about to share a screen with you, a new screen. So let me get over here and I'm going to, there I am, going to switch screens over to the calculator. Okay, I'm going to give it a couple seconds to catch up and you should be able to see my calculator page. And yes, I recognize it's probably blurry, but okay, I'm going to move this down. This is made by somebody. So the shares you see over here, and yes, there is a typo with losing shares, but this calculator is made by another member and it's locked, so I can't actually change anything in it. He didn't want anything changed, so that's fine. Just deal with it. I'll just deal with it. So anyway, here's what we have. This was what I was putting in. So let's just zero these out and see what's going to happen. And over here is, these are the ad packs. Okay, I don't need to show you that part. Okay, good. If you can see the 30, 60 day and day week and the profits. Okay, so let's say I start with nothing and I put my 200 into ad plan 1. That means each day I'm making about $10 and my daily profit is $1.67. That means I could take out $1.67 and not mess with my ability to keep buying shares at the next level. That means that's how much money I could have and still be able to purchase lots of shares. So it goes from $1.67, and if you get ad pack through 2 maxed out, now you're about $6 daily profit. Well, let's keep going because that's, I know you're not, well, that's not very impressive. Ad pack 3. Let's max that out, and now you're at $14 daily profit. And if we max out 4, you're at $24 profit. Let's max out plan 5. Now you're at a little over $41 profit per day that you can take out. Your actual daily is $202, but you can safely take out $41. It says without losing shares. That means without losing without having the money you take out more than the money you're putting in, if that makes sense. So let's keep going. Plan 6, you're at 67 days, and it starts getting interesting at these upper levels. So plan 7, you're at $100 a day now. So right now you're making about $3,000 a week, but you could safely take out $3,000 a month and not lose your plan shares. Let's keep going. $200, let's max out plan 8. You're at $4,000 a week that you're making, or you're making about $150 that you could take out without losing your shares. And let's keep going. Ad pack 9, you're at 200 shares. Ad pack 10, let's just give you 500 shares in ad pack 10. You're now taking out $524. You're making $12,565 a week, or $1,700 a day. Taking out, if you have $1,700 a day, then let's see, 10%, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can take out $524 a day, and that's $15,000 a month that you are just having to be income. $15 a month just for income. And let's say you go here and you want to actually like go to 1,000, add 10 packs. That's $822 or $18,000 a week you're making, $822 daily profit. And because you can only take out $750 a day, you're going to have money sitting and money in there. So I think it's around 800 at level 10, maybe a little more. Let's say 900. 900 at level 10, yeah, right around 900 shares at level 10. You don't even need to go higher than that. I know people do because they want to continue having money, and then if you forget a day or something, or you'll have this money, but that's you having $17,000 a week in your account and being able to take out $762 a day. Okay, just wrap your head around that. If every day you woke up and you said, please send me $750, and that's what you did for the day, and then you spent 100 seconds, you spent a minute and 40 seconds watching ads, and then that was it. That was your day. And you're pulling in $22,000 a month. There has been many questions about how to call this income, and my best advice is to talk to somebody in your local area who is a tax expert. I can tell you, I'm not going to do it on this webinar, but if you want to ask me in the Facebook group, I can tell you what my tax person said, but I do not recommend going off of somebody's tax information that isn't from a professional, because my situation probably is different than yours, since I have a business and you may or may not have a business, and it totally depends your situation on how you would claim this, but it is income and you will be claiming it. So just know about that. Okay, great. Pretty amazing, right? That calculator. Yeah, I think there are, I just hope your mind is starting to be blown with the possibilities here, because there is just so much that you can do. We're sharing your screen, present to everyone. Okay. So here is your link. It is time. It is actually time to go see. Let me make sure this is actually full screen. Yes. You can go create your your account right now. It is BitDo, and let's see, bit.do/moneymama, and it's just money mama, one mama. And if you click that, you can go get your account right now. Yo. And if you get your account right now, you will see that it says 77546. I'll drop this into the chat box. And there's no www, it's just bitdo/moneymama. That's a short link. And you will see that it says number 77546, and it says Biz Erin at the top. And you can make your account. You make your free account, and then you let me know. Let me know when you're done. Let me know when you're done making that free account. And make sure that it says 77546, because it's actually happened to somebody underneath me. Not somebody signed up underneath me, and then she had her daughter sign up underneath her, and then her daughter's friend put in $2,000, didn't check the sponsor, and was assigned to somebody else. Ouch. That was a $200 commission that went immediately to somebody else, not the daughter. So that is very important that you, especially when you start to see that you want to invite other people, that your number, your account number, and your username is what they are looking at, and it's not somebody else's. One of the things that I'm offering today for people who get started today is a link similar to this one, but your very own landing page, where you can, we will drop in your information and you can use the landing page. You cannot share your affiliate link, as it would be, with people on Facebook. Facebook blocks anything that has an REF code in the URL. REF is like, it's the referral link. It means that there's an affiliate link, and anything that has a referral link, Facebook doesn't like. Facebook will not let you do that. So what I do is I build you a page. It's a very simple page. It's not fancy. It's not even a sales page. If you want a sales page, we can talk about that too. But it's just a link that will let you share your link on Facebook, and it will just lead people to the correct place to sign up underneath you. It's a pretty good little deal. It's hosted on my site, but you get your own short link. You get to pick what you want it to say, and it leads right to your information. You will not be able to use capital letters when you sign up for your username. Right now, it only lets you use lowercase. You might be able to, but I had someone have a problem. She tried to put her name in with capital letters, and it said invalid characters, which we thought was really funny, and then she made it all lowercase, and it worked. So once you get that signed up, then you are ready to move on with me. The most important tabs that you are going to see when you are in your membership area are these 3 tabs: the overview, the finances, and the history. You can essentially ignore everything else and make money. You can play around with the other tabs, but there's no reason to get overwhelmed and think that you're not learning something in them. Your main tabs are overview, finances, and history. The overview is your default page, your home page that you get to, and it shows you everything going on in your account right then. The finances is where you're going to fund your account and buy your ad shares. The second drop down says purchase ad shares, and that's like really, really important. And then the third one is history. And really the only thing you need under the history tab is ad share history. You can look at your purchase history. It's going to look a little funky though, because under your purchase history, it's going to show like all the money you put into your account, but it always says, I can't remember. It's like Sadie 123. I don't remember what the email address is, but that's the email address that's linked to the PayPal account for MyPay and Ads. And then everything else is just when you bought shares. It shows up there. But the history of all your shares is really important. Yes, I'm wasting a little time here. I'm trying to drag this on so that people can get their accounts signed up. The finances, the overview, and the history. Those are your 3 most important. And then you get started. Create your free account, bit.do/moneymama. I'll show you how to join Money Mamas on Facebook. And then inside the Facebook group, there is going to be a how to get started in the files section. And it's going to give you a little checklist on exactly how to get started. It's everything I'm about to show you right now when we do the live demonstration, but it's nice to have the checklist. And then you join the official MPA group from the website. It'll say join face group here, and then you start buying your shares. First, you have to go in and fund your account. So you add funds. That's whatever you want to start with, and you can always add more. I have not seen it yet, but I do know they added for PayPal a 3.8% funding charge, and that just covers their fees that Facebook takes off for them being a vendor. They got it down from 5%, so that's pretty great. But the reason I haven't seen it is because sometimes they do promotions and stuff, or like celebrations, and they take off that fee. But right now I think you'll see a 3.8% fee, and then the rest of the money is yours to start buying shares. So your 2 main activities will be under the finances tab, where you fund it, and then I'm not going to show you that yet. You fund it, and then whoa, is there crazy mountain here. You fund your account, and then you buy your shares. So let's go look at shares. That's what I'm trying to say. I am going to share a tab with you, and we are going to go into the back office and look behind the scenes so you can see what's going on. All right. Let me rearrange my screens a little bit so I can see everything. One moment. And isn't this fun, watching me click around? Any questions yet? Anything that pops in your mind? I am trying to make this as succinct as possible and not actually doing that bad. We're getting through a lot of stuff, but what's great is you are going to now know something that you're going to go, I get it. So I hope you get it so far. I'm telling you what you need to do, how to get started, and there is like no obligation to get started. Sign up for your account. There's no reason to wait, because any money that you're not anything that you're not putting into your account right now is just time of you not earning. That's it. But there's no reason that you have to do anything at this minute. There. See? Told you. Terrible sales. All right. So I'm going to share a screen and I'll show you the BitDo/Money Mama and where that takes you. Right to the beginning. So let me put in my account, and you'll see up here that it says 77546, and that's good. And you go to register. And when you get to register, you'll notice again it says 77546 Biz Erin as the sponsor, and you make your account. That's it. You accept all terms and you sign up. Ta-da! Pretty easy. At the top of the page, it's the launch date, the total members. Look at that. It's now at 109,000. And the last payout was $13. You can also see that their payout is now over 6 million. That's the total number of payouts they've done. The tabs across the home, the details, business directory. This is where you would list your business if you'd like to. These are where the ads show up. So somewhere in this rotation, I actually have ads. And you'll notice, yes, it looks a little bit nuts, like there's so many things flashing. Get over it. You don't have to do anything. Just because they're flashing in your face, you don't have to do anything with that. But what I wanted to show you is the recent payouts. And this is a list, and it's real time, of just all the payouts that people have taken today. And it's like there's many going on every minute because they're just constantly paying out money. But, you know, Nirali took out $100, Eric took out $103, Jancy took out $437, and then Sale of took out $5. And these are real member names, so you will be seeing me up here eventually. Happy DJ took out $7. Some people just want to take out a smaller amount, and it totally works. You know, maybe they only need $5 a day, or maybe they just, every time they get cash, they take it out, and that's fine too. They just use their repurchase, and I'll just constantly having cash coming out. Either way is fine. So the first thing that happens when you log into your page is you get to this ad page. There's actually something wrong with this splash page, so that's why it says invalid ID. A lot of times an actual page comes up, you have to sit through it. That's part of the ad model. That's why this works, is that people get to advertise on it. And then you hit skip ad. And now we are in my membership area. The first thing you'll see when you get here is that there's all these updates. So anytime something's going on with the site, they update. The last update was on December 19th, a couple days ago. There's also, where is it? The little link. I don't see the news link. It was right here. Nah, I'm not reading it fast enough. Okay. You will see I am on surf-free mode. I am on surf-free mode for 5 hours and 45 minutes. That's how much time I have left before I go off of surf-free mode. You'll also see my name, my ID, where I'm logged in from, if that's important to you. And I'm in pool 2. And there's my link. This is the link that you're going to share with people, but you can't share this on Facebook. If you try to share your referral link with people on Facebook, and you will have one, and it will have your referral ID. See the REF? Anytime the REF is in a link, Facebook won't let you use it. That's why I make you a landing page, your very own little landing page. We just drop this link in, and then when people, you can share that secondary, the landing page link on Facebook, and they don't care about that because it just takes them to a website, and then people click on it to sign up with you. Now, here's what's cool. Remember I showed you earlier that I was at if you remember from this morning, I was at $0 because I used all my money. I have now made, quick math, $25. $25 in the last couple hours. That's not bad. 25 bucks just sitting here. If I wanted to, I could take out the $7.90, but I don't. So let's go look at what you need to do. So like I said, overview, membership tools, you can do your profiles. It'll show you your referrals when you get there. Finance, add funds. Yep, that's the number one thing you're going to do. First thing is add funds because you got to start with money in your pocket or in your account. And then you go purchase shares. All this other stuff is unnecessary right now. Surf-free plans don't exist. Withdrawal funds will happen when you are ready to withdraw funds. Referral commissions just shows you how much commissions you've got from your referrals, and transfer funds you're not going to use because you're not ever going to transfer funds. So let's go purchase some shares. I'll show you how easy it is. But first, I need to show you something in history. So just kidding. So I'm going to go to my shares history. This shows me, now you'll notice I'm only on AdPack 4. I've maxed out 1, 2, and 3, and I'm on 4. And I don't even have enough in 4 to start buying shares in Plan 5, because remember, you need 100 shares to start buying to the next level up. I have 78. I'm working on it. What my strategy has been is when I get 100 shares in the lower plan, I start putting some money towards the next plan up. So I was buying Plan 3 and Plan 4 at the same time until I maxed out Plan 3, and now I'm putting all the money towards Plan 4, and then once I get to 100 shares, I'm going to put a little bit towards Plan 5 to start building that up while I'm maxing out Plan 4. That's what I want to do because I want to have kind of multi-level things going on. Is that the best way? I don't know. It seems to be working fine for me. Some people say, no, you have to go and max out, just like 100% max out each level before you move up, but I don't really see why that's more necessary. Down below on your history, I just loaded that up, is all the shares I bought. So way down at the bottom of this is on November 21st, I bought 20 shares. And you'll notice, if you're wondering how you know when your shares are about to mature, mine are about to mature. Do you see those first 20 shares? They mature at $24. Remember, I paid $20 and I will make $24 when this is said and done on those shares. I'm at $23.34. They are continually earning, but in, like 66 cents, I'm going to be done. Those will now come off of my active shares at the top. And I recognize this might be blurry. Maybe I can make it a little bigger. Hold on. Let me zoom a little bit. But I'm going to be explaining everything because that's just kind of the best way to do it. So yeah, so now I have 200 active shares. What's going to happen is this is going to go down to 180 active shares because those 20 will mature. And then I will need to repurchase 20 shares to keep this active, but then my total shares is going to be at 220 because total shares is all your active shares and inactive. At the beginning, they should be the same number because you have 100% active, but eventually you'll start having ones that mature, so your total shares is going to be different than your active shares. Also, if I had purchased 200 shares at the beginning, yeah, it would have taken them longer. It'll take them longer to mature, but then if they all mature at the same time, then that's 200 back down to 0, and I have to make sure I can put in $200 to reactivate those shares. But as it stands, I'm only going to need to put $20 towards that. And I think, didn't I already make that? Yes. If I had to do that today, I already have $20 in my account that I made. So you'll see, like, this morning I bought 7 shares, and then I bought 5, and this is the history, so you can see what everything's doing, and you'll definitely see I buy things in little amounts. Like my biggest amount was $89, I guess. Oh, and then here, look, when I put in a larger amount, 600, or this was 68 shares that cost me 204 because it was at pack 2, which was $3 a share. So the reason that's important is because when we go to finance and I do purchase shares, the first thing you're going to see is that I have Ad Pack 4 as the first thing I can buy. You're going to have Ad Pack 1, and you need to start with Ad Pack 1. The reason Plan 1, 2, and 3 don't show up on my screen is because I have them maxed out. I can't buy any shares. I have them maxed out. Right now, I have $25 total balance. I'm going to click use repurchase balance first. You always click use repurchase balance first. And then the most I can do right now is 3 shares, so I'm going to do that. You click preview. And oh, by the way, if you wanted to buy shares at different levels, you need to do each time you do it separate. So if I had money to buy, or if I was able to buy level 4 shares right now, I couldn't because, no, I could, but I would have to go through this whole process and then go do it for level 4. Okay, so I'm going to buy 3 shares, pay now. Successful, let's go look. And it said 78, now it says 81. Getting closer, getting closer. One thing that happens is there's a slight lag between the time you add funds and when you see it in your account. And I mean by 30 seconds to a couple minutes. They say leave up to 30 minutes. I haven't ever had it take that long. But if you put money from your PayPal and you put it in and then you don't see it right away, you might panic. And there's no reason to panic. Just give it like a couple minutes. I think it's not going to show up. Oh, it does say 681. Okay, sometimes it takes a minute to get to this page too. And now I'm at 1,055. I don't remember what I was at when we looked earlier. Wasn't it 1,035? So yeah, there's my $20, woohoo, here, and then some commission money, and then my cash balance is $4. And then if I go look at that as like 10 hours, it's going to be back up and blah, blah, blah. You keep going. You keep going. Okay. So let's go look at what to do when it's time to do that thing you need to do. It says you're on surf free mode, but if I go click 10 ads, which I can do right now while we're just talking, and then it's going to reset my clock from 5 hours and 37 minutes to 24 hours. And here's what your work looks like. Are you ready? So you have these ads, and I'm using a Chrome browser, and what I notice on Chrome is that there are sometimes blank ads. Don't click those. They don't do anything, and you won't get credit for your clicks. If you use Firefox, it works fine. You'll see all of them. And this is a page of 10 ads. If you just click them one at a time, then you will have them all done. Now, I'm going to show you why you actually have to spend 10 seconds on it. You open the ad, and you'll see the timer. 6, 7, 8. It lets me know when my 10 seconds is up. But on the page with all the ads to surf, it's blocked off, and then it'll say visited. And now I go to the next one. See how it's blocked off? I can't do anything on this page. I need to wait the 10 seconds. This is kind of my strategy. You know, it's not like so amazing that I do this, but what I do is I just click it, and then I go back and wait here. And then when it's done, I'm done. So let's see. And that's how this works. That's it. Now that one says visited. I'm gonna go here. I think this guy has. There's one guy that is everywhere. Oh yeah, and he also has affiliates for his MPA business. So I'm just gonna wait. And there it is, visited. And this is gonna be this Todd Gross video. And this one does start automatic, so.
Hi, it's Todd Gross. Right. I am so excited about this new program.
Listen to Todd for a minute.
In the next few minutes, you're going to hear about an
visited. Now I can click it off. Ads, yes, I think you're getting it right. This is it. I'm doing my work for the day. Wasn't that cute music? Okay, they scared a kid.
Oh no!
Yeah, he wants to get YouTube views, I guess. Interesting, right? I'm going to click all those off. This is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because those 3 aren't showing up, if you have ads that aren't showing up, the best thing to do is go back to overview and then go to serve free mode. Oh, look, I already did it. I must have already clicked some today because that's all I needed to do, and I'm back to 23 hours. There I go. Ta-da, done. That's it. I'm done. Great. I'm so excited. My work here is done. I think one other thing, yeah, we're still doing okay. One other thing, I know this is a little bit long. This is like extra stuff. I'm going to show you what happened with this account, my secondary account. So again, you have to wait 16, 17 seconds. Let me see if there's any questions popping up. Kind of don't think so. It's been a very quiet chat box today. And yeah, some people stopped in. Okay, so I can skip this ad. And this is the account that I put in the $50 at the beginning, and it's earned $43 back. So what that means is it's on 93 shares, and I put in $50. So that is $43, just like it says over here, $43 that I have just made above and beyond my 50. Interesting, right? So once that gets to 100 shares, I can start getting some shares in level 2 and work up that way. Anyway, that's it. That's what I want to show you. That is how this works. So for sitting through the live demonstration, for being so great, and I recognize like probably low viewership today because holidays and whatever else, but let's look at what you get today. So if this is something that you can now see, wait, do you see what I can do with this? Like how much money I can make. If you purchase your shares in the next 24 hours, and I said I would extend this till Friday, so that's actually like 3 days. So if you're watching this on December 23rd, 24th, 25th, I will give you 10% back to your PayPal account. And I do pay back. So whatever your first shares purchase, not the money you put into the account, but when you start making your shares purchase, I give you 10% back. If you are going to do over $100, I'm going to give you a free landing page. The free landing page I'm talking about. So if you start with $100 in shares, I'll give you a free landing page. If you purchase over $500, I'm going to give you the 10% back, which you're going to get anyway, a free landing page, and you'll get a personalized video that you can use with your link that will help people even be more excited to join. And as Money Mamas grows, there's give backs, support, success contests, and this helps us all stay motivated. And there's not a lot to do. Just check your shares, and it gets a little bit addictive actually when you get to go in and see that you actually made money. So it's bit.do/moneymama, and guess what? I love you already. All right, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for today. If you have any questions and you get this in the replay, just reply to the replay. Reply to the replay message and find me on Facebook, and we will get you going. So I am excited to see you. Happy holidays for all the holidays in the whole world. Happy New Year, all that good stuff. And let's do this again. Bye-bye.